Okay, I needed to do an update because rather than go on a temporary diet, I've decided just to stick with what my change was. And it was my preparation because I had to decide a beginning date and end date. And so, because I never did decide, I was doing preparation. So I'd be ready for when I decided to start on a particular day. So for days I've been doing the thing where I don't eat anything all morning or all afternoon, and then I make sure I don't eat anything, and then I can eat dinner. That's been working just fine. I see no result, but honestly, when we do things, do we ever see results? No, we don't. But there was an Octonauts. That's what comes to mind. An Octonauts video where they were looking for a pirate fish, and humans can't see it. The fish were saying, "Oh, he's the one with the big spot on him." They're like, but we don't see the way they do, so we don't see a spot. Anyway, they had to use glasses that were pirate fish vision. Sorry, I have pirates on the brain. Anyway, so basic idea is, well, what was I even talking about? Oh, I won't see any results likely. I might see a few results later. That's never been an incentive for me anyway. I don't just do things because it's dramatic. Getting in a car accident and dying, that's dramatic. Instant change, but that's not the kind of result. I'll just gradually get results by just doing something over and over and again. So rather than go on a diet, I'm just going to change the way I eat so that I'm not allowed to eat anything after 6 p.m. or before 4 p.m. But in that 2-hour time, I can eat, but I don't overeat because I don't want anyone to see me overeating. Anyway, and I'm exercising and increasing the amount of exercising I do. So, even though I don't see any result right now, when I went to the wellness center, I went to the gym because I felt really fat. I would just work out, and I remember, and I got to where I only ate one thing of ramen noodles a day. And I read the calories on the pack, and I'd be like, well, I'd more than double work that off in my cardio daily. But I never saw any change. My weight never changed a bit, and I never saw it. Oh, also, there's a friend of mine posted a really, really amazing picture as she was working towards she was building her muscles. And you could see at one point it looks like, well, all her excess, it looked like it was making her fatter. It was like halfway. There's a song in the middle. I like that because that's the way everything in life is. Okay, the best story. This is the best story, so pay attention for this story. I was going to see one doctor, and I was in a wheelchair at the time. It was some infectious disease doctor or something. Anyway, the nurse says to me, she says, this is just a snapshot. She says, and at this point in our lives, it looks like you're worse off and I'm better off. She says, but I have muscular dystrophy or whatever she has. I don't think it's muscular dystrophy because she was quite old. Not quite, but like in her 30s. And she says, well, it looks like I'm fine because I'm taking care of you. She's pushing me in a wheelchair, and I could not walk, and I could barely talk, and I couldn't do a lot of things. That's why I was at the doctor. But subsequently, I've been able to do a lot of things. She says, well, life is just going to get worse for her. Apparently, within like 10 years, she wouldn't be able to walk or anything and take care of herself. And she says, so this is just a snapshot. Anyway, that's one of my favorite stories of things that happened to me. So, that's all it is. And, I didn't finish talking about the pictures. So, they showed like a picture, and then after a little while, and then the end result. And she had lost so much weight, and she looked so different. But if you just stop halfway through, You don't notice any change. And same thing happened with me. I didn't ever lose any weight. I kept asking people, so when am I going to see some change? Or when does it start getting easier? Because it was so hard. The workout was so hard that I did it every day. And I did never have any change. But like then I got pregnant. And right after I was pregnant, I got down to like the lowest weight I'd ever in my life been. And I got so skinny. Same thing happened with my first child. My first child was, I was gaining weight. When you're pregnant, you gain weight, of course. They have it, I'll put all the poundage, how much you're supposed to gain and stuff. Well, I was okay until I got to one point, and then I started gaining above what I'm supposed to gain. I'll tell you, I gained over 60 pounds. Once I got to 50, the doctor started monitoring me more closely. And he was all worried. He's like, "You're not supposed to be gaining that much weight." I gained a lot of weight. And they were all worried about me and stuff. "You're not supposed to be gaining that much weight." Then I came for my 6 weeks checkup, which is like more for the baby, but they're just checking on you and stuff. And I had already lost so much weight, so that I was down lower, 20 pounds lower than my initial weight. And they're like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I didn't do anything. I just had a baby." I guess some babies are heavier than others. You know, I was thinking about that too, because my kids were asking me, "So how do you know when a baby's ready? How does every baby take 9 months?" And because I never went into labor, I had all my children induced. Anyway, I was like, that's a really good question, because some of the preemies seem like preemies, and some of them, like one of my sons, Gavin, was born like over a month early. He's fine. He was like over 7 pounds. This is over a month early, premature. He was fine, and he's just a fine kid, but just different kids, I guess. And that was my son. He was confused. He's like, "So how do you know it always takes 9 months exactly? Did it take 9 months?" Because I was telling him, "Oh, I'll make you something," because they wanted me to crochet something for them. I said, "Well, I'll make it for you, but I'll do it quicker than 9 months. I made you in 9 months. Surely I can make a lunch bag in one night. Surely it won't take me 9 months." And Joe says, how did you know it takes 9 months to make a baby?" Anyway, so we got into a discussion about that. Well, how do we know? We don't know. I don't know how long it takes the body. I'm not the one, even though it's using parts of my body to make the baby. I don't know how to make a baby, but I had a few of them. Anyway, sidetrack. I'm getting way off, so it's time to stop talking and just think privately for a while. So long.